This year's bonding bill has been signed into law, and some local projects are getting support. Aaron Stuvey has more with what projects are getting funding and which projects were left out.
Friday, Governor Tim Walz signed the $1.2 billion infrastructure bill that the state legislature passed in May. Contained in that bill is more than $32 million for 9 local projects. Most of that comes in water infrastructure. Eagle Lake, Jordan, and Lafayette each received between $3 and $6 million for water treatment upgrades. New Ulm received $4 million for sewer work, and Waseca received nearly $10 million for work on their sewer and water tower systems. Blue Earth and Mountain Lake both received funds for general infrastructure, and Redwood Falls received $1.3 million for maintaining the Swayback Bridge. Many of these projects have been awaiting funding for years, and there are hundreds who were denied funding that will have to regroup, likely trying again next year, such as MSU's Armstrong Hall.
But they vary, and there are about $5 of bonding requests just to go on the bonding tour for every $1 of bonding that's eventually selected.
Aaron Stuvey, KUIC News Now.
Minnesota has now passed a bonding bill in 3 of the last 4 legislative sessions.